Yeah.
We are live.
We are
Hello,
live.
hello, family.
We're from the rooftop at TNT, located on Madison. Let me give you this address.
5450
West Madison.
All righty then.
Come on in and enjoy a
Come
good
on in.
conversation with us on tonight. All right.
All right. Let me tell you, we're gonna start off like Mavis Staple. She said, let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
We came here last week and we surprised ourselves. Sometimes you do stuff and you don't even know that you can do what you can do. So it kind of shocked us. And so we came back. We filling in for Milk and Honey. They about to do a play called Ladies Sing the Blues. Everybody that's listening, try to pick up a ticket and try to go see them. Try to encourage them. And I know tonight somebody may get a little mad at me, but that's all right. Folks always get mad at me.
Always
So it's okay. But I wanted to say something. I woke up one morning just early, and I'm gonna get to the seriousness before I say anything. But I want to know I'm Laverne, and this Miss V. And this is my crew.
That's right.
But I wanted to just say something right now, if you don't mind. All of these talk show hosts, and you know them. You got Oprah, you got Jennifer, and you got all these people that you know. You got I can't think of all of them. Dr. Phil, you name them, they out there. Somebody made them a household name. You can make Milk and Honey a household name.
Come on.
And you will have a part in it because you can say, I remember when they was nobody.
Yes.
I remember where they came
That's right.
from.
Come on.
And you could be the one that put them on the map.
Yes.
That's right.
Come
That's
on now.
right.
That's it.
We don't have to be mad with nobody. It's enough room out here for everybody.
Oh,
Everybody.
I ain't trying to stop nobody that's doing stuff. But hey, Tashika, that's my daughter.
That's
it.
right.
Represent your daughter.
That's my girl.
And I can't help it. All that talent she got, I can't help it. I'm going to tell it. She
Well,
got it from me.
Yeah, she got it from her mama.
Yeah, she got it from her mama. Yeah, they won't own up to it.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, they got it from me.
they got it from their mama.
But I tell you, I want them to introduce themselves, and I want you to let you know that we are here. This is my first time being here. It's kind of
beautiful.
shocked me because I didn't know it.
Right.
But it's really, really, really nice.
It's
Really
beautiful.
nice.
We on the rooftop, y'all,
Yes,
at
we are.
TNT.
That's all, we already moving up in the world already.
Already, y'all. Already smell good. The atmosphere is beautiful.
Yes,
It is just amazing.
It is amazing.
So I'm Miss V, but I want you to introduce, and I want the crew to introduce themselves to you so that you will know who's coming to you live from the rooftop.
All righty. Well, my name is Tempest, and I am live from the rooftop at TNT on Madison at 5450 West Madison. Come and check them out. I am. What else I'm finna say? I want to shout out the TNT. Well, I'm just gonna say I am happy to be here. As Miss Laverne said, this is our first time here at TNT. So it's a very beautiful atmosphere on the rooftop. And I am excited to be here. I'm excited to just speak to you all on today. We want you all to join in with us. We're gonna give you all the phone number so you all can call. Can they call in today? No calling in. So don't worry, y'all.
But
no
you can put
calling
it on
in today. But you on live, okay? Follow us on live. Give us your comments. Chime in with us on live. And again, we just excited to be here and just looking for the blessings of God to just pour down on us.
All right. This is Lawanda. I'm back. She's back. Yeah, broadcasting from TNT and standing in the gap for Milk and Honey, Tashika Milk and Honey. We're standing in the gap for her. And I just appreciate this opportunity for her allowing us to, just trusting us to do this on her behalf.
Yes.
I'm so very grateful. And I'm just so grateful to be in this beautiful environment. If you have not been down to TNT, you missing out. You need to come and check it out. What's his address again?
5450
5450 West Madison.
5405.
5405 West Madison.
Thank y'all.
We're right at TNT's and it's beautiful, y'all.
Yes,
it's
it
very
is.
beautiful.
Right across the street from
MacArthur's.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
Well, you know,
Yes.
like every time we come here, what we do is we do an icebreaker. It's kind of one of those things where we break the ice so we can start off, get everything started. And today my icebreaker today is, if you were a season, which one would you be and why? And like always, I started off because they say I'm gonna lead you so that you'll have an ideal of what I'm talking about. My season is fall, and you say why? I'm glad you asked. Fall is a season where everything and the leaves are falling and everything is falling. I say I'm falling because I'm falling apart. And you say, how's you falling apart? My teeth are falling out, my hair falling out. I got pain in my leg, my back hurting. I can't hardly get up the stairs. I'm praying for the banister because I'm thinking I'm gonna pull it down. So I know I'm in that season of fall. And it doesn't, and I promise you, how you can make it in a season of fall is you embrace it. Because you turn around and you look back from where you come from. You look back when I had all of that stuff. And I'm still working it pretty good.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. It was really, really, really good and deep. You know what? I don't know what's happening with being Miss Laverne because she be having the same thoughts that I be having. Last week we talked about the signs, and I was gonna say the yield, and she said the yield first. Maybe next week I'll go first so I can put my stuff in the atmosphere. But anyhow, my season also is fall. I'm not gonna go as deep as Miss Laverne did. My reason for fall, I just love the temperature, the weather. I'm not a fan of the heat. So when the fall comes, it's good. I love the color of the leaves, the different colors. I love the pumpkin spice, like all things pumpkin spice. Okay. So for me, that's why I like the fall.
All right. Well, I'm spring, y'all.
I'm
springing forth. I'm in bloom right now. I'm getting things done. You hear me? I'm seated, rooted, and I'm blooming right now. In the name of Jesus, I'm coming out, y'all. I'm coming out of the shell, so I'm springing up. And then you know what? After spring, I'm springing into summer, so everything is gonna be bright and light. So I'm not worried about the teeth falling out, the hair going bad, none of that, because whatever it does on its own, because I'm still coming forth. I'm still being sprouted out and blooming and expanding, and especially in my season. This is my season to grow. This is my season to expand. This is my season to be everything that God has called me to be. So I'm in my springing season, y'all.
All right.
It's time.
Well, the sisters went deep on me. I'll be ready next week.
That's all right.
That's all right. That's
what I tell you. You know what? Just real quickly, I wanted to do just kind of like a recap. It's not where we're going to go back to deep or anything from last week, but we had a few questions, and I wanted to touch bases on a couple of things. I want to take some shout out to a couple of people's. One of these was Prophetess Carter. She said that her sign was the stop sign because she stops the devil in his tracks.
Yeah, she did.
I was kind of a little bit impressed with that.
That's a good one.
And we had so many people that looked out and reached out to us on Facebook. And I told them, I don't know how to look at Facebook and see all that writing and all that stuff. So you just bear with me. But when I get home, I do go through it and I kind of look at the comments. Right. So I want to recap. One thing I wanted to say, and I don't know if we touched that because we talked about a gray divorce. Gray, Gray. And a gray divorce is when you get up in age and you want to leave. One thing I didn't say, and I think I have to kind of put a shout to the men's, because when it came to Judge Mathis, his wife, she rode on his coattail. It was because of him he became a household name, and she was able to live what she lives, eat what she wanted, and then have some of the things she had. And then when it gets kind of dim or get into the winter season, now maybe she want to jump ship. I want everybody to know that we only know half of the truth, and very few people is going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
That's true. Yes,
so we give you half of a truth, and we go from that. And what we want to do anytime we get here, we want to challenge you to think. Everybody got a mind, and I want you to challenge your mind. And we give you something that's worth challenging.
That's right.
What I want to do now is when I think about it and we do all of this, now I want to bring you into what I want to talk about today. Because I asked somebody the other day, and I ain't gonna bring her name up because she's kind of close to me, but she Shaq. And I asked her, why would you shack when you can marry? And she said, well, why marry when I can shack? I said, oh, you're being funny, huh? But then when I got back and I thought about it, that's what they say. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? They said, why should you do things when you can have it without even getting the responsibility for it? Right. So I said, I got to talk to my crew, because this is something that somebody needs to know. Come on, y'all, talk to me.
Well, for me, I feel like it's different standards with shacking and marriage, because a lot of times before you get married, you want to test out, or you want to know if the feet stink, breath stink. Can you handle them in the morning? Can you handle the conversations that they have around the house? Do they clean? Do they do all these kind of stuff? Because then you find out, I don't want to marry him. Right. I don't want to marry her. She's not a good parent. She's, it's different reasons to why people shack. And then my mama always told me, don't live with somebody that can put you out. Don't live nowhere people can put you out. Always have your own. So a lot of times women allow men to come move into their space and into their sanctuary just to fill them out, just so they can say, I still got a roof over my head. Right. You can't take my roof from my head. So marriage is good. Marriage is a good institution. I love it. But it ain't for everybody. Some people, I noticed that Oprah and Stedman ain't never married. Not that, to my knowledge, they haven't. But it's a good. It works for them. And so sometimes, coming from a spiritual point of view, I would say, yeah, it's godly to be married. Right. But coming from where I used to be, I'd say, we're gonna live together, because when you get on my nerves, I can say go, and nobody can make you stay in my house, And then after being into a relationship that didn't work out, sometimes it scares you. You've been into a relationship, you might have abuse or anything like that, and it scares you in the next phase of life. So it's different reasons why people shack, and so to each his own.
Yeah. And I totally agree. I totally agree with LaWanda. I think it's to each his own, because nowadays, I mean, even marriages, think about it. We talking about the gray, right? The gray divorce. So you could be with somebody for 30, 40, 50 years and still end up in a divorce. So it's like, okay, well, at least if we shacking, if we feel like we don't want to be together, then hey, like she said, brother, you can go, or he can put her out or whatever. And again, it gives you that opportunity, like she said, to get to know that person and figure out if this person is really somebody you really want to commit to and spend the rest of your life with. You know what I'm saying? I think it's easier. It's an easier process if you're shacking versus if you're married. Now, not to say that shacking is right. Of course, if you're going biblical with it, you're supposed to marry. But the times we living in, a lot of people seem like they're doing more shacking than they is marrying.
But can I say one more thing too? Yeah. But when you're shacking, we always got to remember that you can be in love with somebody for a long time, 10 to 15 years, and something happened to them, you have no say so. They say this common law marriage stuff, it don't work.
That's true.
So you just living together, you just being a wife without papers. Okay.
Yeah. That's true. Without papers. So I don't know.
Yeah, let me just chime in for just a second, and I want you guys to come back at me, because I think that that it ought to be marriage, and I think it was established in the beginning. Yeah. And when we go by trying to establish our own rightness, it's gonna always be messed up. Because when you start dating ought to come with a purpose. When you get somebody and you said, this is somebody that I want to give something that I can't get back. Because trust me, if you give me it's some parts of me, I'll never get it back. And you may not be worth you getting it.
Yeah.
So now I want to date you, but I want to date with purpose.
Right.
And what's my purpose in you? Do I see you as a father? Do I see you as a husband? Do I see you as a provider? Do I see you? So what is the purpose? And when you date, is you dating because you just hungry and you need somebody? Is you dating just because you need somebody to take your garbage out?
Come on.
Is you dating because you need somebody to buy your groceries? You need to find out when you dating, is it dating for a purpose? And nowadays, people is dating just because you walked up and you had the right smile on your face.
Good
Or
biceps.
Right. I know. I mean, you just look good when you walked up.
Smell good.
And don't even realize what type of monster you probably looking at.
That's the truth.
So
right
there is no purpose.
That's
You
true.
know,
You're right.
that there was a display they had, and the can didn't have a label on it. And it says, now if you buy it, you don't know what you're getting. But so you need to know what your label is and what you're getting. And that ought to be with purpose.
But how do
That's
you
true.
know for sure what your label is?
I was just
See,
about to say
that's
that.
because what happened is when you go by and you establish it in the right way, the man is worth waiting for you. He's worth you saying, baby, whenever you get ready, I'm ready.
Okay.
But now there ain't no wait.
Okay.
And it ain't the men's ain't waiting. It's the women's ain't waiting.
Yeah.
There was a time, and I ain't gonna say that the old way was the right way, but at least the old way, they had foundations and they had responsibilities on how they set up. They had children's. They had 15 children. Now you got, and they all by the same man.
Yeah.
Now you got 2 over here, 2 over here, 5 over here, because he can get out whenever he want them.
Yeah.
So there's no responsibility when it comes to whenever you get married. He said this is bond is between the congregation and before God. So when you shacking, who is your commitment to?
That's true. There's no covenant.
But everybody that's shacking ain't with God.
That part.
So that's a difference. Everybody that's shacking don't know the Lord. Once they come in accurate knowledge of Him, then they start changing.
Okay, then how long should you shack before you decide that you know what, you the real thing? I want to marry you.
Well,
it shouldn't take long. I mean, I feel what I'm saying is if you're with somebody and you know that it shouldn't take you that long. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be shacking for 5 years. Before you say
people shack 20 and 30 years.
But I'm just saying, if you shack, right? Which again, I do want to go back and say I honestly do believe in marriage. So I don't want nobody to get that I truly do believe in marriage, right? But again, if somebody is shacking, I personally don't feel like you should shack for 5 years before you say, okay, let's get married. If you know that this woman is that woman, go ahead and marry that woman, make her your woman. Or if you know this man is your man, hey, you come on, y'all, let's do this. Why are we waiting for 5 years? Because again, sometimes you wait for 5 years and then you waiting, hopefully with the purpose, and you thinking that purpose is marriage, but things have changed. But then I also want to say, like, hey, we got to talk, right? We got to keep it real. We're going to talk. Shacking, we know is not right. We definitely know, according to the word, is not right. But I would say what I'm saying is when even with marriage, I'm just because you said when you shacking, he can walk away. Or one used to say he can walk away when he won't. Like it's no commitment, it's no, it's no nothing. But sadly to say, even in a marriage now, people walking away.
Yeah, they are.
They are walking away. Like I mean, we've been married for 30 years, for 50 years, and you just up and say, I'm tired. I don't want to be married. So I mean, it's a little bit confusing, right? But it's the truth. Where is the commitment there? Where it say we gonna marry to death do us part? We hang. They say let's hang in there. We're gonna work this out. We're gonna fight. We're gonna do what we gotta do.
Let's put a pin in that and hold your thought. Because I just heard the other day that it's some of that stuff in the vows they done took out.
My God,
obey.
Yeah.
No, and sickness and health.
Oh wow, really?
Just let them.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you get sick, you better call your family.
Call your family.
They say certain things that they took out, and they saying richer and poor. They saying and richer and richer. They're not saying in poor.
Oh, because they speaking rich in existence.
I don't know.
They speak those things that are not as
But
though they were.
But this is what happened when we start to trying to establish stuff the way that we think it ought to go. Everybody got a way that they think ought to go, and everybody got a way that they think that everything ought to be in place. But when you start to putting your thought in it, you're gonna mess up. That's why there is a manual, and I ain't trying to say I'm holier than no, I'm not. I ain't gonna do that. But what I'm trying to say, that's why there is manuals to everything. And if you want to do it right, you got to go by the manual.
That's true. But what happens when you're going by the manual and you saying, okay, I want to be married. A guy, and then a person comes to you and say, the Lord placed me in your life or placed you in my life, and we're gonna get married, and you feeling this thing because you're trying to live right, and then they caress you or finesse you and all that other stuff, and you get married because you're doing right. And it's the wrong person. You find out later because you didn't shack. You did right and you saved yourself. And then you found out later that it was the wrong person.
Yeah, but do you know that even if somebody is telling you that they was called to you and they meant for you, there ought to be something where you heard something. That's right. I mean, you just come up to me and tell me you wait, let him talk to me too, because I got to hear.
That's right. But a lot of times, the things that you put on the list that you said, God, I want this out of a man, I want that out of a man or a woman. I want these things. Some of those things come up, or you got the people that's giving you bad advice in your ear, saying, "Girl, if I was you now, you know he paying the notes, you know he paying the rent, you know you asked for that, you know he looking like you want him to look, and he's in this and that." So a lot of times, wisdom. We think we're getting wisdom from people who have been in bad relationships themselves, and they come and try to get it knowledge, and so everybody not spiritually inclined, so they listen to wisdom. At least they think they're listening to wisdom, and they fall into the trap. So I'm not saying we're supposed to shack. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that a lot of times people are trying to do the right thing and get married and find out that's the wrong person. Yeah. So it's, it's the wrong person. So we just got to be careful. And
this whole walk of life is not easy. It's not easy. But nobody told us that it was going to be easy. Nobody. So you have to try to say, when you get some lines and they all are kind of lined up, and you won't know something. And I've never shacked, and maybe I probably should have shacked. I got married. I probably should have done that, but I never shacked.
Let me see what somebody say. Okay. So do you think there should be intimacy with dating, and how long should you be dating with one person? And this Tina, I think this is what it says on your thing. What do you think, guys? Do you think there should be intimacy with dating, since we got to date this long period of time? Huh? Anybody? Because I think they say yeah. I think you can wait. Do you think there should be intimacy with dating? Like if you out on a date and you trying to wait to get married and see if this person is the right person, should you go all the way, or should you just make them wait?
Make them wait.
Make them wait. How long do you make them wait?
Well, first of all, you find out if a person come into your life. First of all, when you first find them, you don't want to be giving them something the next few minutes. You got and you can't take it back.
Now you don't give it to them next few minutes, but I'm just saying.
Now you putting the time in on how long you. Because first of all, if he wants you, you worth waiting for him. And if he make himself, I just can't see anybody that's just want to date me for a long time and don't see where I'm worth you putting a ring on my finger.
Yeah,
I know I'm old fashioned and
old
then time.
Too, I think a lot of times people be in such a big hurry because they just want that. They want that look. They want that. Oh, I got a husband. They want the ring. They want all that come with it. So a lot of time I feel like people just jump into it. They're rushing instead of waiting. Because people, you're lonely. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for that man, or I'm ready for that woman. and you just jumping in because you just want somebody to lay next to you at night and rub your back and do all of that. But yet,
well, there's so many things that I believe has to be taken in accountability,
mm-hmm.
because you think about it, you have when you get somebody, and then a year later you got 2 kids by him. He's going to go somewhere. He gets 2 more kids by somebody else, and the kids are the one that's going to suffer in the end. There is people I know that's in their 30s, 40s, 50s, looking for their father because the relationship didn't work. The mother didn't want him to be bothered with them.
Mm-hmm.
And now those children are suffering because of bad decisions that their mother and father made.
True. Yeah.
And I see it every day. I see it all the time. I just had 3 older peoples found their father.
Wow.
Because I promise you, I don't care how old you is, you want what you connected to. And it hurts when you hear everybody talk about their father, talk about people's, and they don't know who theirs are.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
It isn't a good thing. So
a lot of things need to be taken in consideration because I know older you get, requirements change. I remember when I was younger, I wanted somebody. He at least got to be 6 feet, and he at least got to have, a good set of teeth. Now, the older you get, you said, I don't care if he's 4'11". I don't care if he got dentures. And that's because you've gotten older.
You've gotten older. You've gotten wiser.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean when you get older, do you get lonelier, and you take what you can get?
Well.
There
we go to this age thing again.
I'm not saying
she's directing that question to me. Now, when you get older, baby, I know who you're talking to.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about period.
Yeah,
I think it is. You get older, and I know it's not so much as being lonely.
Okay,
you just get older and you get wiser, and the things that used to matter to you when you was younger, you felt like, oh, he, like you say, he got to be a certain height. He need to be light skinned, or he need to be brown skinned, or and now you get older, certain things, you might still have some things you do, but like, okay, I still know that I want him to be light skinned, or I still want him to be this and that. But if he's short or tall, it's like, okay, well, if you're a little short, that's bad.
Yeah.
You could be short. I guess I'll try.
But you know what? The one thing I do know, and this is speaking from an older person,
mm-hmm.
it's some stuff you just ain't gonna tolerate, and it's not. I mean, the older you get, it's like your patience span and your attention span. You can't do it. It's I just can't do it.
I can't handle it anymore. No.
I be telling everybody. I said, I know you look. Hey, I can pull them.
All right now.
Okay, we got another question.
She said she can pull them.
I can pull them.
You can pull them.
I can pull them, baby.
I see that. I see that.
Questions because
we got another question. So you think it's right? It's the right thing to do to stay for the kids, even though you find out that they are not for you?
Oh wow.
No.
Okay. Is it okay to stay for the kids? So he is for the. So is he? They in a relationship?
They in a relationship. You married? Do you stay married for the kids? Even though they're not right for you.
Well, I'm gonna say you should not stay for the kids, because a lot of times you can be in it. You saying you in it because you for the kids or whatever, but yet the kids is stressed because sometimes in those kind of relationships you arguing all the time. The kids see that you don't get along. It's just a lot going on. It's the environment is stressful. It's not a healthy environment for the kid or the kids. So I think the best thing to do is leave, and I'm speaking from experience. So sometimes you do hold on, and I think I said this last week. Sometimes the kids be like, I wish you had left a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we holding on because we say we're holding on for the kids. But then I think too, you need to ask yourself a question: are you really, really holding on for the kids? Or are you using the kids as a crutch to say that's why you holding on? Maybe you holding on because really you're afraid to be by yourself. You holding on because you scared to start over, right? Yeah. You holding on for so many reasons, So I think too, you need to really be honest with yourself and ask yourself that question: are you really holding on for the kids? And I would personally say no, because if it's not a healthy relationship, and it's not healthy for the kids either, and the kids will remember this when they get older. So You know,
There was a story by Michael Landon, and he said that his mother and father stayed together because of him.
Mhm.
And he said that when he got older, it hurt him even still. Well, he's passed on now,
Mhm.
but he said it hurted him that his family was all that was miserable those many years because of him.
Yeah.
And should a relationship last because of children's? I wouldn't say stay together for the kids, even though they are a factor.
Mhm.
And I think you ought to make every commitment before you decide to dissolve it, that it's a communicated situation, that they'll still be in both lives.
Yes.
And regardless on how terrible of a man he is still their father.
He's still a father.
And it could be communicated depending on how old the children are.
Yes.
Yeah,
But I don't think that life ought to just be stagnated because you hanging on. And I'm speaking from experience. There's a lot of people staying together for children's sakes.
Yes.
And they stand because I don't want my kids raised up by nobody else.
Yes.
This is the father of the
Yes.
children's. You know what? When people's out here, you don't know them. You don't know if they're gonna abuse them. You don't know if they're gonna whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they would stay, and they would take the hurt, take the pain,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
that somebody else could be happy.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen on many occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree that we shouldn't stay in a relationship just because of the kids. But I also agree that if you decide to split, each parent or each person, because sometimes it's not your birth parents, it's your step parents too, that raise you, and the kids want to see you all together because you make it happen. But I just believe that when you have children in the house with you, it's up to each parent to establish their own personal relationship with those kids,
Mhm.
so that if you do split, and then you don't got to make a choice of, do I want to go with mom? Do I want to go there? We so close connected with our children that they're gonna love us both anyway. And when we talk to them and we sit them down and we tell them what's really happening, it's gonna hurt them, but they're gonna understand.
Yeah.
Because really, when you go in them bedrooms and close that door and y'all come,
Them kids hear it. They
know
Yeah.
they hear everything.
Yeah.
And when you slamming the plates down and moving the pots and pans around,
Mhm.
they know what's happening.
Yeah.
So they already in the middle of it because they don't know. I don't know if I should talk to dad because mama mad.
Right.
I don't know if I should talk to mama because
Right.
dad mad. And I don't know what we can say. So they already know.
Mhm.
So it's best just to make sure that you establish your own personal relationship with the children, and don't stay for that, because you'll make them more happier because they got two places to go.
Yeah. Eventually they'll be
Eventually,
happy, right?
yeah.
Y'all got questions out there in the land? Y'all type y'all questions in, okay? So we can
Well,
answer y'all questions.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you guys shared that. I mean, it because everybody know their limit to how much they can take.
That's it.
Everybody know how they say when enough is enough.
I said
Yeah.
that last week.
So
That enough is enough.
Some of these things, like we told you, we can only give you a half truth. But
Mhm.
we want to challenge you to think when you're trying to make decisions. Know that it ain't just about you.
That's
It's
right.
more than you,
More
and
than
you have to make decisions that is good. Try to make one.
Hey, Chica.
It's good
Right.
for everybody. I
Oh, she on
I
that
see that all the
time.
I'm glad that the ladies are really excited tonight. Don't you agree?
I
Yeah,
am
we
excited.
excited.
I'm excited. This atmosphere
I was just
TNT
gonna
got
say
me
TNT.
like on 10. I love it.
Big old
It's-
red sign just floating in front of
Fireplaces
us.
all over.
Fireplace.
It's
Like,
just
Hey,
beautiful.
you can't go wrong being here.
You
TNT,
know what
baby.
you know how I am. I was sitting up there and I was thinking about the other day because this happened to a friend of mine's, and you thinking when people's broke, ain't no man asking for alimony.
Oh yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, I'm like,
Ooh.
what? How do you feel when a man asks for alimony?
That's a question.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I've been thinking about it since you put it out there.
Well, I can just come.
Um,
Well, I already say.
well,
I'm any man that asks for alimony, I'm finna lose all respect for you. You setting up him and you supposed to be working to the sweat drop from your brow, and you sitting up here want my money.
my money.
I just don't respect you no
Yeah.
more. So
Yeah.
ask for it if you want it.
You
Then
ain't
I'm gonna
gonna
go
get it.
and I'm gonna file bankruptcy and you won't get nothing. I'm don't get don't you talking about somebody getting heated. You
Yeah.
let one come. That's good. That's probably why I'm broke. But if I had money, that would sure be
You
one
ain't
of my issues.
Yeah.
Talking about some getting some. Man, most men that's a man don't want you to give them
that's
nothing.
True.
They want no, baby. I just want to leave here with what I got.
Right.
So when I get something, I don't have to owe you nothing. I ain't got to say you gave me nothing because I'm standing on my own. And if I ain't got it, I don't need it.
Right.
And if I get it, you ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. Then you sitting up here want alimony and you a man. No,
I think it made you upset.
That's a passion for me. I'm sorry.
Can you tell?
I'm sorry. That's a passion for me. I mean, when I sit up there and they say, well, the man, he is demanding alimony.
Yeah.
What?
That bothers me when I see that.
Why?
Yeah, and I just talked to a girl yesterday and she said, well, if you make more money than him and then I don't care how much money I make. It ought to be some principles that you've been built on, that you done stood. Wait a minute, I ain't meant to take all this time.
Go ahead, honey. Express yourself.
Express yourself.
Honey,
what y'all feel about alimony?
Right, what y'all feel about alimony? And
we will stop. Because that's our problem right now. That's just why we have men that has been weakened, that men that is not strong, men that don't want to stand in the gap, men that is leaving at the drop of the hat because they has not been held accountable to the responsibility that they has been supposed to be in.
Right.
No, I know it because when I get to talking, I be saying, so I know I be making my words don't sound right.
Said, do you think that's a testament to how he was raised to his current circumstances?
It probably is, but I'm gonna tell you this, and I ain't mean to take up this much time.
That's okay.
But do you realize that I can blame my mama and daddy for a lot of things?
Come on.
But after you get they said when I was young, I thought as a child. I act as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. It's some stuff that when you become a man, you got to think for yourself. I can't blame nobody for where I'm at. I can't blame nobody for not giving me what. Right. If the door was open, I'm supposed to kick it out and get it myself. Now if I gotta wait for you to get it, wait for you to give it to me. I don't need it.
Come on.
I'm not. I mean that. Come on. I sure didn't mean to do that.
Well, she answered that question.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
I don't think that.
That's me.
I actually don't think men should ask for alimony, but I know that they'll do it just to hurt you. It's not that they really need what you got and they can't go and get it themselves, or they don't have the drive. But when they want to hurt you, they know how to hurt a woman's pockets. They know how to get to her because they know we like to spend sometime, So even though they shouldn't do that, they shouldn't do it, but they do that because of that.
Even if you want to hurt me, baby, trust me, I believe this with everything in me. Women are built to take stuff.
Come on.
Yeah.
Women was. Don't you realize we I don't think no man could take what a woman takes.
I know they can't.
They can't take that. They can't take everything. You cannot take.
They can't even take a
cold. The things that is powered and put on a woman on a daily basis.
Yes.
I'm telling you, we talked about this already. How the woman, I'm telling you, you standing in a gap every day. Yes. When the father is gone, the mother still got to stand right there. Yeah. They taking kids to babysitters. They're taking them to clinics. They're taking them to the schools. They're taking them to an appointment. They're taking them everywhere after they go to a job and after they come home. Then you got to cook, bathe them, and then turn around and do the same thing the next day. Right. They cannot do it.
Right.
And I'm telling you, that's why women, you put it on them. They can take it. That's why when you find a woman, you find a wife, you will find a good thing. Yeah. And then you would obtain favor. Don't you know it's favor when you find a woman and you find one that can build you, lift you, encourage you, pray for you, motivate you.
Yes.
You're going to find.
Yes.
But the problem is you don't want that one.
Don't want that one. No.
Too good.
They don't want
you
that
don't
one.
want that one. You want the one say, how you want it, baby?
Right.
No, you don't want that one that said, no, you're going to stand still until I'm ready, until I said that it's time. Yeah. Because in my timing, everything will flow. And I don't mind hanging from a chandelier for you. But before then, baby, no. You have got to get the right one.
You got to get the right one.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that all men are bad. Never. Because I believe it takes two good men to satisfy one good woman.
Come on.
I promise you. I know this. I believe this because women are built like that.
We built like that.
And when this man have enough sense to get a woman like that, and I ain't talking about any
better
kind
have
of
two
woman.
personalities, huh?
Come on, baby. I'm told him, I said, when you find the right woman and you want Tina Turner, tell me, baby, I can be Tina Turner. You want to be Beyonce? I put a ring on it. I can be Beyonce. You gotta know. We have to have standards, and we have lowered standards so low that we teaching our children these same things. Here you got children, and I didn't even mean to go here because you got children now where the parents are asking them, baby, you want this? Baby, you want? I wish I would. You up here asking a young child, which have minds have not grown, whose thought process has not developed, and you asking them, how do you want your hair cut? Do you want your hair combed? No. What kind of shoe do you want? I was in the store and the woman sitting up there arguing with her child because she could not afford the type of shoes he wanted. I would have said, if you don't get out of this store today, you're going to walk in them fat foot you got.
Yeah, we giving them. No,
you give them too much.
Yeah, we do,
and they can't handle it.
Yeah,
we just started handling it.
Yeah,
and now you finna tell some kids to handle it who just got here.
Got here.
You are responsible, and until they get grown, you are held accountable, and you should be responsible. And when you say no, it should be no, just like that.
Just like
now,
that.
can I want to.
I ain't saying nothing else.
Now, I would say when it comes to
giving
the kid the option to pick a pair of shoes or pick a shirt or something from the store. Me personally, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that because I feel like you giving them that opportunity to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're growing into something different than what we are. So you opening the door for them to learn and learn their identity and who they are, whatever. But now what I won't do is sit there and argue with you over what you will get. Now, if you want to choose and you say this is the one and that price tag say, oh, mama can't afford that, then I'm going to say we can't get that one, baby. Look someplace else. Now, if you want to argue, we're not going to argue. You're going to either give now what I'm going to help you pick or we ain't going to get nothing at all. But I think it's okay to kind of give them that option to let them choose, you know.
You know what? It's a lot of stuff that I would probably, like I'm an older, and like LaWanda said, it's a lot of stuff that have changed since I've gotten older.
Yeah.
But back in my day, sometimes the kids weren't even with you when you went shopping.
That's right.
That's true.
And you shopped, and when you got home, they wore it.
They wore it.
Whatever you bought.
It wasn't no complaints. It wasn't never nothing. And when you start to, and I'm going to tell you this, and I could be wrong. And if in the radio land can chime in, you can chime in. There was a time when the parent made the decision and the kids accepted it.
They had no other choice.
Because now what you're going to do is you're going to crack that door. And anytime you crack a door, they coming through. So, but if you close the door and there's no crack, you can't do nothing but accept what's here. But when you crack a door and say, do you want this? Yeah, give me Wendy's. Give me, no. Baby, we stopping at White Castles, and this is what you gonna get.
I remember when my kids was growing up, they told me, Mom, you had us thinking Payless with some name brand shoes. Okay, and they said they started getting bigger, and they learned that wasn't true. I got y'all and I got y'all the light ups. I got y'all what I can afford.
I promise you, it's time. And you know what? We're gonna wrap things up because it's time for us to get out of here. You know, I already knew that. I said to myself, an hour is a long time. You will be amazed how fast time flies.
Yes.
So I mean, I want to wrap up something because I got a last thought, and I want to be able to say it, and I want them to get out the way so I can say it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I want you to say your wrap up. Your last touch up, your last words, what you want to say, what you want to finish.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. And I just appreciate all the people that got online to support us and to support Milk and Honey. We really appreciate it. And I'm just having fun out here. We just communicating. We hoping that we all are growing through this conversation.
Yes.
It's not just a simple conversation, but we hope that we're all getting something out of it and we're growing through it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to stop by TNT. I mean, it's amazing in here. It's so beautiful.
Well, I want to say I'm thankful for all of you all who also joined in and chiming in tonight. I want to shout out to Tashika Benson and just say thank you for giving us this opportunity to do the Milk and Honey podcast in your absence. I really do appreciate it. Everything is great, and I just hope that everybody is, like the questions and stuff that we're talking about. I hope that it is like putting something on your mind and causing you to think. And if you got some questions that you all want to ask, we will be back on next Wednesday at the same time. Okay.
Amen.
So y'all be ready and be prepared with your questions and your comments or whatever. We really do appreciate it. Really appreciate the support. And again, we are just ecstatic to be at TNT Rooftop. Y'all better come and check them out. 5405 West Madison.
Yep.
Yeah, I said I wasn't going to talk too much, but you know what? My mama told me this is why I can't get nobody. I talk too much. But one thing I want to round it up, and I promise you I'm going to make it real fast because I don't want the time to run out before I finish. But I want to ask you guys, do you know why do birds fly in a V formation? And the reason they fly in V formation is two reasons. One of the reasons is because they can conserve energy. The strongest bird always get in the front? And when he gets in the front and he flaps his wings, that means that the other ones don't have to work as hard. He carries the wing. That's why you are the wind amidst my wings. Because if you behind me, I can carry you. And when he gets tired or get old, he moves back. And the next one in line moves to the front. The second reason they do it, they all going to the same place. Why would I have to get in the front of you when we're going to the same destination? Why would I have to push you when I know where we're going? We're going to both get there, and I don't have to work hard to get there. I don't care if I'm not the leader.
Come on.
Just follow.
Come on.
That's right.
We ain't got enough leaders, and we sure ain't got enough followers.
Come on.
The ones that can lead won't lead, and the ones that should lead is following. The ones that follow, you ought to be leading.
Yes.
And the ones that lead sometimes, you actually should be following. So sometimes we got this thing messed up. Yeah. So I'm telling you, I am excited and I just love talking. And I promise you, when you meet me on a day that I have not talked, have not said nothing, baby, you in for a treat because I'm all ready for you then, then. Oh, yeah, I went all day and I ain't had nothing to say. I came here. I saved it up just for you. Yes. And in my last, we came in on Mavis Staple. And she got a song. It ain't that pretty, but I promise you the words is filling. It's a song about you're not alone. It said you got broken dreams. You got a broken home. You got a broken heart. You may be isolated and you might be afraid. But I want to get it through to you. You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Every night I stand in your place. Every tear on everybody's face, it tastes the same. So open your hand and open your heart. Because, baby, you ain't alone.
She said that.
All right.
I promise you.
That was good.
If I can get it through to you, no matter what you're going through, you're not alone. Oh, yeah, it may seem that way. And if you decide to fall down, if you decide to get where you can't move, he said, crawl if I got to do it. Run if I got to do it. But at any means necessary, I got to do it.
I
ain't going to give up. I ain't going to give in. I'm going to run on, and I got to see what the end's going to be.
That's right.
So my voice to you is, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
All right. Getting this thing together.
Thank you.